So what we've already done is we've started to put our logo and our brand colors onto some of these price lists for the Balloon Boss Mastermind template that we've downloaded from the website. And we've got all of these set up with our prices and our colors and the way we want it to look like for our price sheets. And then next we come down to some additional things. So this is going to be garland. I'm going to call this sample. And I'm going to call this column sample. And what these are used for is these are individual pieces that can be drawn into or pulled into these areas to make additional price sheets and arches and garland stuff. So the way these are edited is, let's see, we'll take this, put this in the back, send it back, send it back. Make these a little prettier for us. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So if I click on any one balloon here, you can see that it has this white dotted line around it. If I click ungroup, it separates everything, and now I can move one individual piece with the arrows on my keyboard or with my mouse to show up wherever I want it, right? And once I get that kind of where I want, then I can highlight all those pieces again and hit group, and now it's one piece again, and now it'll move as one section, right? But the big key to this is changing the colors. So let's talk about how you would change the colors. Right now these are blue and white, and that's great. In fact, that's so great that I don't want to lose these. So I'm going to say columns blue and white, and I'm going to say organic blue and white. And I'm not going to do this one because it's got a lot more pieces, but what I'll take for this one, say I want to change it to red and white. I'm going to duplicate the page. I'm going to make sure that it duplicated, right? So make sure I have 9 and 10. So those are, they look the same. They're even called the same. I'm going to call this one red and white. And then I'm going to go to my folders. And I'm going to go to Balloon Boss Mastermind Example. And I'm going to go to building blocks, and I'm going to go to rounds, and I'm going to go to Qualitex, and that's going to give me all of the round balloons that we downloaded for our template files so that I can figure out what I want to do. And I'm replacing blue with red. So I'm going to left click and drag over that balloon. Now, even though this is a grouped piece, I don't have to ungroup it to drag on one of these colors. So sometimes we might accidentally move something or ungroup it or do something wild or crazy. And by not ungrouping it, this allows us to change without having much of an issue as far as putting all this stuff together. And if you notice, this works for different size balloons as long as it's resized and it's the same shape. So what I'll do here in a second is I will take the white balloon on the right and I will show you how this can change. But due to my OCD, I'm going to go ahead and finish this and then come back to it. All right, through the magic of the computer, we're going to make a couple notes. First of all, these little circles here are really hard to see. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit and scroll down. I can actually see that there's a gold back here that was not colored correctly. So I can actually take and click on this guy, ungroup. I'm going to take this guy, right click, send to back. So it exposes this. Take this, right click, and send to back. So it exposes that. And then I'm going to take my white balloon and drag it over that gold one so it does what it's supposed to. Then I can click on this. I can hold down shift and click on multiple things. Right click, bring to front. And now it's on top of this. So I'm going to click on that, shift, right click, bring to front, and that should have fixed all those guys. Now the key was these blue ones are really hard to see. So I'm dragging the red. By zooming in, I'm able to do this guy just like that. Now one other thing I wanted to show you is that if I take a red balloon and drag it on this balloon up here, notice how that's wrong. That is not what those look like. So we have to go back to our Qualitex, back out of our rounds to our helium balloons, go down to our red balloon and drag our red helium balloon onto those positions to get the look that we're looking for. Notice how the helium balloons are a different shape. So for the square, it just happened to work where it looks okay, right? But if you try to do it the other way, it does not work. So I'm going to go back to my rounds, Qualitex, red, and I'm going to drag this over here so you can see those are the differences, right? So they're both square images. They're both the same size, but because they look different, they crop different. So I can do that. But remember, it doesn't look the same for these guys because of the way they zoom in on them. So that's just something to keep in mind. So once you've got this, then now you've got your blue and your red pieces. And notice how this is a solid piece. This is individual, solid piece. Just by, I'm not clicking on anything, I'm just dragging my cursor over it. I can see the elements that are grouped together. Here, these are not grouped together. So if I want to group them together, I just highlight and then I hit group. And these are not grouped, so I can highlight and hit group. And now I have grouped pieces. I can group these together as well. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but I think Canva works a little faster if you have things grouped together and you're not using all those individual elements trying to load at the same time. So that's going to be how you change colors for stuff. And again, I would do the same thing if I wanted to do multiple colors. I would duplicate, and then I would do columns, and I would do red, white, blue, and I would do the same thing. Shabam! And there is our red, white, and blue that we've done. So now we've got blue and white, red, white, and blue. So now, if we do this every single time we get a page or a template from Balloon Boss Mastermind, we're automatically adding in these additional columns and arches and stuff too, right? So that is one way to add in and to change and to modify custom balloon sculptures. The advanced version to this, we're going to go ahead and cover. So I'm going to go to my Canva project. I'm going to go to my media example. I'm going to go to my templates. Oh, it's not there. Let's refresh, make sure that's correct. Oh, it is there. So now I'm going to go, now that it's in templates, I've already got this open elsewhere, so I'm not really trying to edit or delete it. I'm going to make a copy of it. And I'm going to call this, I'm going to call it classic column. I'm going to call this columns actually. Columns, colors, options, right? And I'm going to come in here. I'm going to open this up. This is the same file that we had before, but I'm just going to delete all these pages. And I can do that also by opening it up in full, highlighting them all, hitting delete, and it's going to have me my single page. So now I can click on it. That's a blank page, right? Now I'm going to come back here. I'm going to copy all this, highlight it all, copy, go to my other page and paste. Then I'm going to add a new page. Oh, that's not correct. Then I'm going to go to this one, copy, paste, new page. Go to this one, copy, back, paste. So now this only has these in here. And since I know they're columns, I'm going to say blue, white, and go red, white. In this case, I'm going to do navy, white, red. And so now these are all saved, and these are good. It already says custom color options. It's automatically saved. That's what this says. So I can close this, and then I can click on here, and I can refresh. And assuming everything refreshes properly, which it did not, I can click on here, and it'll say, it'll just have these guys, right? And then will it refresh correctly? Nope. So eventually this will refresh with a custom color options and the correct thumbnail, but Canva just takes a while to do that for some reason. So now I'm going to go back to this page here, And because I've already copy and pasted these items elsewhere, I can delete them here or I can save them here and then get ready to go to the social media post, which we'll cover in our next video.